Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm here to help you create a magical nursery for your little one. I'm here with themes, tips and ideas for kids decorating. And most importantly, I like to keep it simple. I want to show you that you don't need to feel intimidated by the beautifully styled rooms you see on social media. Even if you're not naturally creative, there are just a few simple rules you should follow to be able to create your dream nursery. And that's what I'm here to show you in this video. I'm going to take you through 5 very easy steps that you should take to be able to create a beautiful space for your child. Thank you for all the lovely comments and questions from my previous video. As a reminder, I introduced you to our newest nursery theme, our Pastel Rainbow Nursery. In case you missed it, I've dropped a link below. I've been running Star to Sparkle now for nearly 5 years, creating beautiful bunting for nurseries. And in that time, I've styled many different kids' rooms and I've learned what works and what doesn't work. You may remember in my last video, my top tip was to keep the walls plain. This will give you greater flexibility for when you want to change the decor in the future. Today, I'm going to show you 5 really easy steps that you can take to replicate our Pastel Rainbow Nursery theme. But in reality, you could follow these steps with any colour scheme and you'll still be able to achieve a really cohesive theme. Okay, let's get into it. Step 1 is to choose 2 or 3 prints for the nursery. I would advise you to buy a matching set if you can, as this will make your life a lot easier and will also help the theme to look cohesive straight away. There's so much choice out there, particularly from small businesses, whether that's on Instagram or from a marketplace like Etsy. And a lot of them will sell matching sets like this. And then buy some nice frames for them. Some sellers may even sell the prints framed for you. The prints I've used here are A4, which I think is a really great size for most rooms. You'll also find it a lot easier to find frames in this size. These prints will form the basis of your colour scheme, so try to match back to the colours in the prints as much as possible when you're picking decorations. In terms of where to hang them, you either want to hang them central to the wall or central to a piece of furniture. You can see how I've hung the pictures relatively central above the cot, but don't worry too much about them being dead centre. Now, in terms of hanging pictures, this is where a lot of people get nervous. As you can imagine, I'm putting pictures up and taking them down all the time. I couldn't live without command strips, which are widely available in most retailers or Amazon. This isn't an ad, I just genuinely use them all the time. They're so easy to use as they just stick to the wall, no need for any DIY skills. If you'd find it helpful for me to do a video on this later, please do let me know in the comments. Step 2. If I could recommend one accessory for any child's room, it would be a peg rail. This is the only step that requires a little bit of DIY, so if you're not handy with a drill, ask someone to help. If you get a small peg rail like this one, the one that I've used here, it's not too difficult to hang. Beauty of a peg rail is it's multi-purpose. Not only is it really useful to have in the nursery to have practical things to hand. You might want a nappy holder or hanging from it, or even just certain clothes. But it's a really great place for decorations, as you can hang them from the pegs or even prop some on the top too, like I've done here. If you've only recently discovered my brand, Star to Sparkle, you may not know that felt bunting is the heart of my business. I believe it's the perfect decoration for any nursery as it provides such a burst of colour. Can you imagine how this nursery would look without the bunting? You may not have the room for a long piece of bunting, so a small personalised one may be enough for your little one's nursery. But if you choose to opt for a longer length, you could hang this from a canopy, along the wall, or even across the ceiling. I've included a link below to give you more ideas on how you could hang bunting. Along with the frame prints, bunting is a great way to pull all the colours together, so we do offer a custom service if you don't find the right colours. If you want to match to particular colours in the nursery, for example, drop me an email and I can send you more details on that. Step 4, wall stickers. Wall stickers are great for adding a bit of interest to the wall without using wallpaper. You'll notice I use them quite often when I'm styling rooms. They're usually the last thing I add once I've decided on where all the other decorations are going to go. I'll stick them in the little gaps on the wall to add a bit of interest. They're really easy to use and in most cases they just peel off when you finish with them. Again, another really versatile decoration. Wall stickers generally come in 2 different types, either small little designs like stars and spots or bigger mural type designs. Personally, I would always choose the smaller designs as they're much easier to use. For example, they don't have to be straight or perfectly aligned. Bigger stickers will always be a bit trickier to work with, but that's not to say you can't use them if that's something you're going for. Step 5, soft accessories. This is one of my favourite parts of decorating a child's room. The soft accessories like blankets, throws, cushions not only add colour but also texture, and they bring a theme to life. Again, you want to choose soft accessories that match to your colour scheme. Remember those prints you chose at the beginning. You don't have to match to every colour, you could just pick out 1 or 2 colours from the prints to match to. The rainbow blanket you can see was designed specifically to match this colour scheme, but you could equally have a pink blanket and maybe 1 or 2 of the other colours in different blankets or cushions. In fact, layering a couple of blankets can look really lovely in a nursery. If you're on a budget, the bedding you buy can add to the colour scheme. In an older child's bedroom, the bedding actually has a big impact on the theme as they have a much larger duvets. But with a nursery, you could opt for a coloured or patterned fitted sheet. I've used a pink one here, and there are lots of beautiful baby sleeping bags in various patterns and colours, so I'm sure you'll be able to find something perfect for your baby's nursery and its theme. There are 2 other things I wanted to mention in addition to these 5 steps. Firstly, storage. I could do a whole video series on storage in a nursery. Essentially, if you've got some good storage solutions in your nursery, somewhere where you can put bits and bobs away at the end of the day, the nursery will instantly feel transformed. Storage baskets in particular are great for a quick tidy. Secondly, use your baby's toys and books for styling. I don't mean all of them, but leave out some of the more beautiful wooden toys or soft toys and stash away the rest. For books, pick out the ones that match to the colour scheme, and you can put them out on a forward-facing shelf. You want your nursery to feel lived in, so using things like toys, books and everyday objects are a great way to style a nursery. I hope you found these steps helpful and that designing your baby's nursery feels a lot less overwhelming now. It's also important to remember that it takes time to find decorations that you love, so don't put yourself under pressure to have the nursery finished. Your decor can evolve over time as you accumulate bits and pieces. Also, once your baby is born and you get to know their personality, your ideas will change over time about what you want from the nursery. This goes back to the tip I gave you in my first video, that if you keep the walls plain, it gives you much more flexibility to update the decor as your little one grows. So one of the most asked questions I get when I style rooms like this is, where is everything from? So what I'm going to do next time, I'm going to put together a full list for you of all the items that I've used in this Pastel Rainbow Nursery theme and where they're from. So essentially like a shopping list, so that you can replicate this theme if you choose to do so. So make sure you're on my email list and so that I can send that to you. Love to know what you thought of this video. Please let me know in the comments below. And also, is there anything else that I can help you with? Do you have any questions? If you'd like me to go through anything in more detail, please also let me know in the comments or drop me an email, as I'd be happy to consider any of these for future video series. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, can I ask you to share it with a friend? And also make sure you're on my email list so that I can send you all those product details from this nursery theme. Otherwise, thank you for watching. See you soon.